Welcome and thank you for joining me today. My name is Gary Newbury. I'm a senior executive on call helping businesses in the make, move, sell flow of consumer goods and services. My purpose is to inspire business leaders, particularly those within the consumer products and retailing space, to think big, be bold, scale, adapt and win, one epic supply chain transformation at a time. There's additional content available through my website, RetailAID.ca, or on my YouTube channel, RetailAID. Be sure to check it out. As the business world faces much volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, organizations need to be tapping into resources with an inside edge on transitioning their teams to be agile, innovative and digital, with thought leaders, experts and senior executives who have mastery of operational turnarounds and strategic transformations to help reorientate their enterprises. There's great material to get through here, so let's get started. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to dive straight in by asking, what does being agile mean in terms of the end-to-end retail supply chains and the last mile? I suggest that it is the ability to move effortlessly as an athlete or professional dancer would move between one position to another one. During this short discussion, I will focus on the supply network to help illustrate what this might look like in action. Traditionally, when we think about geographically extended supply chains, we have focused on a few base level assumptions. One of the key assumptions is having a preferred supplier, often the only supplier, and one your competitors may also be using. We focus our orders in this way to hop over the minimum order quantities and gain bulk discounts. However, more often than not, we end up with a fairly adversarial relationship, especially during periods of unusual demand fluctuations. We develop a one-time supply chain design. Typically, marine covers a major journey segment. At the outset, we may conduct a transportation cost analysis that may be looked at annually. However, quickly the structure is set, the negotiations are done, and now it's just executing this supply chain design over and over again, believing disruption will not occur. When we deploy an agile approach, we look to position ourselves where there is no minimum quantity and to be price indifferent, i.e. we pay the same unit cost regardless of volume. We may position ourselves across different regimes, tax, political and geography, and we look at different transportation choices on an ongoing basis. As we become price indifferent at supplier level, we can focus on how best to have our demand satisfied in a short range. Or put another way, we optimize our supply network's capacity to satisfy our current requirements. A key feature that is often overlooked with applying Agile is a constant practicing of scenarios to encourage learning and test our capabilities in order our supply network or transportation network provides a robust performance under demand changes, mix variation and disruption. I'm suggesting there are 3 steps to successfully implementing Agile within the end-to-end retail supply chains. Firstly, adopt an agile mindset. Think carefully about what capabilities and capacities are required and commit to these. Use business scenario planning rather than business continuity planning to make agile come alive for the executives and for the rest of the organization. It's a substantive move from reactivity to proactivity. This is a seismic cultural shift for many businesses and should not be undertaken lightly. It is not to be confused with working hard or the unplanned throw in labor at a problem. Approaches like this are the antithesis of an agile business. Step 2, develop 2 things. Develop capabilities, the ability to continue to evolve as consumers evolve. This I call scaling horizontally, and establish supply chain capacity, which means, for instance, finding and testing production facilities which can provide scalability during times of disruption. This I call scaling vertically. By developing extensive capacities, we can become indifferent on cost, but totally focused on short-range service with a long-range commitment to the supply base. Let's talk about step 2 to illustrate what building capacity looks like. Take an example of having an agile supply network for a particular item. Let's say there are 4 factories rather than just one. We can look into our planning systems and see where the most capacity is, and either split the demand to 3 or even 4 ways to gain excellent service, or place it just with one with sufficient capacity within our required timelines. This sounds very simple, however, it requires routine collaborative meetings between all suppliers. Our systems should provide cross-supplier capacity visibility. To achieve this, investment is needed in building strong trust, attention to detail throughout, and informational systems which have the confidence of enrollees. Another point I want to raise is the routine swapping out of transportation modes within or across journey segments. We may, as an intervention, switch a mode from marine to air, from road to rail, observe the impacts and learn. We need to try out our capabilities constantly rather than wait for a scenario to occur and then firefight a response. Step 3, digitize and integrate the end-to-end supply chain, whether this means asserting our systems into suppliers to help orchestrate capacity, or for strong integrative joins to pass information transparently up, down, and across the supply network. The desired outcomes are high visibility, highly predictable service with success driven by high collaboration. We win together as a key mantra. By fully integrating systems, we gain clear and consistent methods of planning and control, visibility, and quality assurance. As a closing thought, being agile, innovative, and digital is a collective approach to resolve many end-to-end retail, supply chain, and last-mile challenges. We continue to face disruption, demand and supply shocks, climate change, geopolitical challenges, and importantly, ever-evolving consumer trends, all of which require creativity, a strong immutable purpose, our why, a roadmap to spectacular success, a clear and conspicuous strategy with stakeholder ownership, executional excellence, and a humbleness which permits fast learning, application, and rapid change management. The future is in front of us. We can embrace it, lead it, and win, or we can let it happen to us. You have to decide what type of future you want it to be. Thank you for listening today. I hope the information has been valuable for you and your team. You can connect with me via the website retail.ca and go to the contact page, or via LinkedIn by typing linkedin.com/in/last-mile. Look forward to hearing from you and playing an active part with your supply chain and your business's transformation as you start to act boldly, think big, scale, adapt, and win.